All right, we'll get started. Shalom Israel, Yah Bashim Yah Shah Brakatham, Yah Shema Latham Bashim Yah Shah. It's the ISUPK weekly Sabbath service. Of course, as ordained by the Most High in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, we're to observe this day every week. For the brothers and sisters that are tuning in online, you can see at the bottom of the screen our class schedule and our class location. All right, we're here every Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. and then every Saturday for the Sabbath service. We're here at 10 a.m. All right. So today, pretty much, we're just going to be pretty much clear cut. We're going to be going over the 47th chapter of Isaiah. The title of today's service is "I Will Not Meet Thee as a Man." Right. The Lord is in this chapter prophesying against Mount Seir, prophesying against Edom, which is the so-called white man. And this whole chapter is pretty much a judgment for what they've done to the children of Israel. Right, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So we'll pretty much get into it. There's a lot of gems in this chapter, a lot of things that we're gonna kind of break down even further. It's only 15 verses in this chapter, but it should take up the whole 2 hours because, like I said, it's a lot to break down. So without further ado, we're gonna get.
Abanawa, Shabashamaya, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamaya, Nathanawa, Lakam, Call Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Wala'ah, Tabayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashai, Mayan, Raikaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathapa, Lai Amun.
All right, we're going to read the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right, we're going to read the Hakak, the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babukusha, Nathanawa, Hakak, Larapah, Call, Maka'ala, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Lakwayam, Hamathiam, Hakak, Arakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Tawada. In the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power, the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, and the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. All right. Psalms the 121st chapter in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharya, Ma'yan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka,
Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, I will lump. All right, Psalms the 121st chapter in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
he
that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
All right. We're going to get Psalms the 83rd chapter in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Aldama Yalaka, Al Thakarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, All, Kayahana, Awa Yabyaka, Yahamaya 1, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ir, Ayamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Aitazaw, Ya Aitazaw, Al, Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magauya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'Allah, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazaw, Labab, Yakagwa, Alyaka, Baryab, Yakarathwa, Ahawya, Adawam, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagari, Gabal, Wa'ima 1, Wa'ima La, Palasha, I'm Yeshabya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawai, Zarwai, Yeshabya, Labanya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Manakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamagwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shayathamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Ka'ira, Wakazabat, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasaya, Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Ayarashah, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rakah, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahabah, Salahat, Hariyam, Kan, Tharadama, Basa'iraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Wabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Agyai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abagwa, Waya, Da'iwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al-Yawan, Ha'aratazah. All right, that was Psalms 83rd chapter in the Hebrew. We're going to now read it in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yasha'Allah
may be
no more remembered. remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one
For
consent.
they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee,
The tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
and
the Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of
At the
Kasan.
brook of Kasan.
Which perished that endured.
Which perished that endured.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Make their nobles like a red.
And like Zael.
And like Zael.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes as Zabal.
All their princes.
Zalmunna.
And that's Zalmunna.
Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession.
Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stumble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
that men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high over all the earth.
Are the most high over all the earth.
All right, we're going to get the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Allahayim.
Wa Allahayim.
Mutazab Ya'ah.
Mutazab Ya'ah.
Alawab Yahana.
Alawab Yahana.
Ha'alawab Yah.
Ha'alawab Yah.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Hakayayoyam.
Hakayayoyam.
Waha Agwathim.
Waha Agwathim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commanding General Yahana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The general.
The general.
The captain.
The captain.
The officer.
The officer.
The troopers.
The trooper.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you. So be it.
Thank you. So be it.
All right. Sorry, while you're shopping, we can be seated. Right. So what we're going to do now, we're in the 47th chapter of Isaiah. Let me see. All right. Make sure everything's good online. Let's see where we at. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and read Isaiah the 47th chapter. First, we're going to read it in the Hebrew. So we're going to read 7 verses in the Hebrew, which this brother's going to do. And then we'll be reading it in the English, and we'll break it down as we read it in the English. You go ahead when you got it up.
Sure. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Radiyah. Washabya. Al. Adpar. Bathawal. Bathawalath. Bath. Babal. Shabya. La Rataza. Ayun. Kasa'a. Bath. Kashadyam. Kaya. La'a. Thawa. Thawasa. Yapa. Thawasa. Yapaya. Yakwar Awa. Laka. Raka. Wa'ain Ga. Kwakaya. Rakyam. Watakanya. Kwamaka. Kwamach. Salakia. Galia. Tazamaka. Tazamak. Salakia. Kashapabwa. Kashapya. Kashapya. Shadal. Galia. Shawak. Idaria. Naharwath. Verse 3. Thagal. Arwathka. Gum. Thara. Corruptaka. Naquam. Aquach. Wala'a. Apagai. Adam. Verse 4. Ga'alanwa. Yahweh. Tazabawath. Shaman. Kodawash. Yasharallah. Verse 5. Shabya. Dawamam. Wabaya. Bakashak. Bath. Kashadyam. Kaya. La'a. The wasayap. The wasayapya. Yakwara. Sluggy. Yakwara awath. The ka. Gabarath. Mamalkawath. Sluggy. Am I saying this right?
Where you at?
Verse 5, last word, last expression.
Let me get that. Yeah, you said Mamaka what?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's fine.
Verse 6.
Oh, Salaki, no, that's not Salaki. It's Mama Lakwa.
Mama Lakwa.
Yeah.
Salaki.
The root is the root is Malakwa. Yeah, kingdom. Salaki.
Salaki. Mama Lakwa. Verse 6. Kotazapath ya. I'm ya. Halal yatha. Nakal thaya. Wa'athanam. Bayadak. La'a. Shamath. Laham. Rakamyam. I'll. Zakwan. Hakabdath. Alayak. Alyak. Salakia.
Alka.
Alka. Salakia. Alka. Ma'ad. Ma'ad. Let's see. Ma'da. Verse 7. What's a Amar? Ya. La Iwalam. Ahaya. Gabartha. Gabarath. Aid. La'a. Shamath. Alaha. Ail. Labak. La'a. Zakarath. Akaryath. Yatha.
All right. Excellent job. That was Isaiah the 47th chapter, verses 1 through 7 in the Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and read that in the English now, and we'll get a good understanding of it, all right? Whenever you got it out, you can go ahead and read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Oh, who?
Virgin daughter of Babylon.
No, virgin daughter of Babylon, we already know, right? If you go into the book of Revelations, the daughter of Babylon, mystery Babylon, is talking about America, right? It's exactly what this is talking about here. This is a very prophetic prophecy. This came a time that it was 3,000 years ago, right? And this is a prophecy that's being prophesied against America, right? Go ahead.
Sit on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There is no throne.
There's what?
No throne.
Right. Listen, America and all of its inhabitants and the white man and everybody who wants to be like the white man, they believe that the world is theirs. You get what I'm saying? They believe that the world is their footstool, right? Remember in Isaiah the 14th chapter, we saw that the king of Babylon, right, wanted to be God. You know what it said? It said that he has exalted himself up and he said, I will be like God, right? So it's talking about the same people. These people have always had the same spirit, right? That's why the Most High is saying, sit in the dust, because right now they're in a higher state, right? They're in their heaven, right? We're the ones that are currently in the dust, right? If you go back into Isaiah the 52nd chapter, it tells us as Israel to rise from the dust, right? So keep going.
O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Yeah, the name that they have built for themselves as being the greatest empire on the face of this planet, they're no longer going to be recognized like that, right? Keep going.
Verse 2. Take the millstones and grind meal.
Mm-hmm.
Uncover thy locks.
Do what?
Uncover thy locks.
Go ahead.
Make bare the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers.
So what is this telling them to do? Keep going.
Verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
That what?
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Go ahead.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
So what is this talking about? This is talking about the fact that they hide their history as being as evil as they are, right? If it was up to them, slavery wouldn't be taught in school, and it almost isn't. It's now being called the transatlantic migration instead of the transatlantic slave trade, because they would rather hide their history as being evil, right? They would rather be looked at like the scripture just said, tender and delicate, right? But of course, because the Most High has made it known, right, their evil and their wickedness, that's why we have to bring these things out. And that's what this is talking about. This is prophecy happening right now. Us uncovering their shame, right? Keep going.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
He said what?
I will not meet thee as a man.
Give me Genesis 6:1. Where have we heard this before? We heard this before in the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter, the first time the Lord destroyed, I won't say destroyed the earth, but flooded the earth, right? Flooded the earth because the sons of God were dealing with the daughters of men, right? That was the first time that we've seen the Most High say this. And now he's saying it here again, I will not meet thee as a man. So let's go back so we can read it, right? Give me Genesis 6 and give me the first verse.
It's the book of Genesis.
That's like, give me verse 3.
Yes, sir. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man.
My spirit shall what?
Not always strive with man.
Why is that? Keep going.
For that he also is flesh.
He is what?
Also flesh.
Remember, the Most High is the Most High God. He's God, right? That's why we call him the Most High. And he's saying that his spirit will not always strive with man. What does it mean to strive? To fight, to struggle. That's what strive means. So the Lord is saying, my spirit's not going to strive with man. I'm not going to fight with man because he's flesh. He's a man. right? And so that's why, not going back to it, right? Going back to Isaiah the 47th chapter, that's why he said, I'm not going to meet you as a man. It'd be better if men dealt with these people. Meaning it'd be better if they went to war and were killed in war, in battle. It'd be better if that was the case. But what the Lord is going to do is something that's even worse, right? Give me Obadiah 1 and 10. I'm going to show you how the Lord is going to meet this. What does the Most High not meeting them as a man look like? Keep going.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
For how long?
Forever.
That's how long. Listen, the Lord is going to cut that nation off forever, right? There will be no more. This is, of course, again, this is a prophecy against Mount Seir, against the Edomites, against what you would call today. The Lord is saying they're going to be cut off forever, meaning there'll come a day, because of their violence against Israel, because of their violence against black people in America and Hispanics and the Native American, because of that, they're going to be cut off forever, meaning there will be no more Edomites. That's exactly what this is saying. And then, of course, the Lord is going to give you even more reason as to why this is justified. Keep going on to verse 11.
Verse 11, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem.
Cast lots upon Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Even thou wast one of them.
And listen, and they were one of them. When it says and cast lots upon Jerusalem, it's like putting in a bid, right? Putting in a bid. What happened to us when we were being sold as slaves? It was an auction block. They was putting in bids for us. And so the Lord is saying that, yes, you were one of them that did that. You were one of them that wanted to bid for my people, for my children. Keep going. Verse 12.
But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger.
And this is the heavy part. This is the Most High getting down and gutter, which he said, but you shouldn't have looked on them that way. You should not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Keep going.
Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. That's how he's saying it. If you can imagine, that's his demeanor when he's saying these things. You shouldn't have done that. Keep going.
Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
Neither should listen. You shouldn't have done that either. They should. This is what they've always done, right? Not only have they personally destroyed us, I mean, personally raped our children, right? Raped our women, raped our men, right? Fed our babies to alligators as alligator bait. Not only have they done that, right? But they have rejoiced in it. They rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of our destruction, right? In our calamity, right? In our calamity, they have rejoiced over it, right? If you give me let me see where it is. Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. Let me see. I think it's give me Lamentations 4 and 17. I just want to get an example of what I'm talking about. I believe it's 4 and 17, 4 and 18. No, that's not it. Give me 1 second. It's Zechariah 11. Give me Zechariah the 11th chapter and the 5th verse. I just want to show you exactly what this is talking about, right? Go ahead.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Who do what?
Possessors slay them.
Listen, our possessors, the people, we're in America we are possessed by America, right? We were taken captive into this land. That's what we are. We are captives in the land of America. And the people that possess us, the so-called white men, slay us. Go ahead.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves not guilty. They don't hold themselves guilty for the crimes that they've committed against us. Once again, they would rather cover it up. They would rather you not know who you are and what they've done to you. They would rather you didn't know that, right? And so because that's the case, they hold themselves not guilty. What's a prime example of that? Derek Chauvin just got what, 14 years for the murder of a man, for the murder of a human being. He got 14 years. I know brothers in prison right now, 35 years. Those not guilty. Go ahead.
And they that sell thee say, blessed be the Lord.
They say what?
Blessed be the Lord.
Go ahead.
For I am rich.
So that's the perfect precept to precept what we was just talking about. They say, they rejoice over our destruction. They say, blessed be the Lord, for they are rich because of it. They're rich because of our destruction, right? They're rich, and of course, they got rich because of our slavery. This country would be nothing if it wasn't for black people in America being slaves and having the foot of our oppressor on our neck while we made them rich. That's why they say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, because we have made them rich and they rejoice in our calamity, because our destruction had to be a part in making them rich, right? You can take me back to Isaiah 47 chapter and we'll get back into it, all right? We're going to see a little change of, we're going to see a little change in narration. Give me the fourth verse.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 4. As for our Redeemer, his name.
The Lord of hosts is his name. When you read that, is his name, right? Go ahead.
The Holy One of Israel.
Go ahead. The Holy One of who?
Israel.
Listen, and that's why we constantly see this in and out the Bible. Damn near every chapter, the scriptures is referring to the Most High as the God of Israel, right? And we refer to him when it's us speaking.
Verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Oh, daughter of the Chaldeans. Those are the children of Mesopotamia. They come out of the Mesopotamian Empire. They still the same ones that you see in destroying us today, right? Keep going.
For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
The what?
The Lady of Kingdoms.
The Lady of Kingdoms. Once again, if you go into the book of Revelations, you will see that this place called America is considered the whore in the book of Revelation. The whore that sitteth upon many waters. That's what America is. And this place is an absolute superpower. I mean, for everything, when it comes to trade, when it comes to money, when it comes to, war, when it comes to everything, right? This place is considered a superpower amongst the nations, right? But the scripture is saying you will no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Keep going.
My people, I have polluted mine inheritance.
So this is the Lord saying, listen, I was very, very angry with my people and I've polluted their inheritance, right? Keep going.
And given them into thine hand.
And the Lord has given us into the hand of our oppressor. He's done it. That's why we're here. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Lord, right? And the reason why is because we fail to obey the commandments of our God, right? These commandments, if you read Psalms, the 147th chapter, 19th verse, these commandments were never given to anybody else. So it's up to us to keep these commandments, not anybody else, right? That's why the white man gets to be on top, because he doesn't have any commandments that he has to abide by. The commandments that he has to abide by are his own. And he don't even have to do that, right? He can go ahead and commit murder and get out in a couple of years. You get what I'm saying? Or not.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke.
Very heavily laid the yoke. You can go back and you can into the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, right? And you'll see that one of the prophecies, one of the curses that we would face for not keeping the law of the Most High is that we would have a yoke of iron about our neck. And that's exactly what this is what the Most High is talking about, right? Upon the ancient, referring to the children of Israel, thou hast laid a very heavy yoke, right? Heavily laid a yoke on us, right? Even though we don't have, and this, I hate this saying, right? But it's true. We may not have physical chains on us anymore, but those chains are still on us, right? We are still, once again, we are still captive in this land. And the sooner that we come to remember that, the sooner we can come out of this captivity, the sooner we realize that this is our fault, right? And that we have to do something about it. That's the sooner that the Most High is going to say, okay, I see my children are following me. I see they ready to be delivered, right? Keep going.
And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever.
Be what?
A lady forever.
And listen, and that's exactly what they've said. They've put themselves in the mindset that nobody can bring them down, not even God, right? In the scriptures, you can go into the book of Revelations once again, because this is all so prophetic. You can go into the book of Revelations and you can see that these nations are going to see Christ, Yahushua, crack the skies with his legion of angels, and they're going to fight against him. They're going to, now this is the thing, there's going to be a World War III going on where nations are going to be fighting against each other, and they're going to turn from each other. Instead of fighting each other, they're going to fight Christ. They're going to think that they can get away with it, right? That's why, of course, that's why there's a space force, because who the hell needs a space force, right? But of course, this is prophecy, and these people know that, and they believe that they will be a lady forever, meaning they believe that they'll be at the top forever, right? Keep going.
So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
And listen, and that's something that give me Ezekiel 35, right? Right. So these people say, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to heart. So they don't care what they do, how they treat us. They don't give a damn about how they treat us. Yeah, you got it. Right. They don't give a damn about how they treat us at all. Right. That's something that's not in their heart. They don't have what's called compassion, and they damn sure don't have integrity. Right. And that's something that we all, if you know anything about America's history, you know one thing that they lack is compassion. That's one thing that they do not have. Right. So that's why I want to get Ezekiel the 35th chapter. Right. Because this is something that is a direct precept to what we're talking about. You can see this all throughout the Bible. Right. So we'll be in Ezekiel the 35th chapter and the 6th verse. Right. And it reads, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood. Matter of fact, let's start at the 5th verse. I want to get the 5th verse. So Ezekiel 35 and 5. All right. Just to get a little context as to what the Most High is speaking about. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the face of the sword, by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. You got it out. You can come up. Right. So because they have slaughtered us, right? Because they have shed the blood of the children of Israel. Verse 6, read it for me.
Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood.
Listen, he said, I will prepare thee unto blood. Why? Go ahead.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Why is that? Keep reading.
Since thou hast not hated blood.
Since what?
Thou hast not hated blood.
Keep going.
Even blood shall pursue thee.
So they didn't hate blood when they were shedding our blood. That's what they did. They didn't give a goddamn about that. They didn't give a damn about our babies that was crying as they was being fed the alligators for alligator bait. They didn't give a damn about our women when they was raping our women. They didn't give a damn about none of that. So they didn't hate blood then. That's what the Lord is saying. This is the most gangster thing that the Most High is going in on these people. And he always does. Right? He said, listen, you didn't care about blood then. I'm going to prepare you to blood then. Let's see if you care about it now. Right? So going back to it, that's why he said in verse 7 of Isaiah 47, he said, and thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to heart. Neither did you remember the latter of it. Right? They have never cared about us. But the Lord is going to show them, well, look, you didn't care about the children of Israel. You didn't care about the calamity that they were going through. Well, I'm going to make you suffer those things, and let's see how much you care then. Right? So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the next 7 verses. We're going to read those in the Hebrew. And what we'll do is, just for time's sake, because we're just going to read this whole chapter, right? And there's only 15 verses in this chapter. So we'll read Isaiah 47 verses 8 through 15. All right, you go ahead.
Wa'aitha, Shemaiah, Za'ath, Idiana, Hayawashabath, Labatach, Ha'amara, Balababa, Anya, Wa'apasa, Salagia, Wa'apasaya, Iwad, La'a, Ashab, Alamana, Wala'a, Adai, Shakawal, Wa'alaman, Kathamam, Bawa, Al Kashapayak, Ba'aitazam, Math, Kaba, Rayaka, Ma'ad, verse 10, Wathab, Sakhya, Bara'aith, Shawab, Bathka, Watha Amar, Ya, Balabab, Balabaka, Balabak, Salakia, Anya, Wa'asapya, Iwad, verse 11, Waba'a, Alyaka, Raya, La'a, Thadaya, Shakara, Wathapal, Alyaka, Hawa, La'a, Thawakalya, Kapara, Wathaba'a, Alyaka, Patham. Sha'a. Salaki out one. Sha'a. Ha.
Where you at?
Verse 11,
Where?
third to last expression. Sha'a. Ha.
You said you're in verse 11?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, come on. Yeah, no, you just you pronounce each one of those characters just like you just did.
Kanada one come. Wow, Salaki. Sha'a. La'a. Thadaya. Verse 12. Imadya. Na'a. Bakabra. Bakabar. Yaka. Wadarad. Wadarada. Salaki. Wabarab. Kashap Yaka. Ba'ashar. Yagaitha. Mana'ai. Warayaka. Awalya. Thawakalya. Hawa'aya. Hawa'ayala. Awalya. Tha'ira Verse 13. Nala Ayath. Barab. Aitazathayak. Aitazathayaka. Ya'aimadwa. Na'a. Wayawashaya. Salakia. Waya. Washa. Ya'aika. Habarwa. Habaraya. Shamyam. Hakazayam. Hakazayam. Bakawa. Kabyam. La Yatazaya. Lawa. Ath. Napasham. Mayad. Lahaba. Ayan. Gakhaltha. Lakhalath. Lakhamam. A war. Lashabath. Nagadwa. Verse 15. Kun. Hayan. Laka. Ashar. Yagaya. Yagaitha, Sacharyaka, Manaiwar Yaka, Ayash, La'ibariwa, Tha'aiwa, Ayun, Mawashaya, Aika.
All right. That was Isaiah the 47th chapter, verses 8 through 15 in the Hebrew. We'll go ahead and get it in the English, so we can go ahead and break it down, get a better understanding of it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 8. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given the pleasure, given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly.
That dwellest what?
Carelessly.
Go ahead.
That sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
And this is what's so heavy about what's happening here, because what this is saying is that the Most High is telling them, listen, you that are given to pleasures, you dwell carelessly, which is what the white man does. He thinks nobody can touch him, right? Along with a lot of the other nations, but just specifically honing in on who this prophecy is about, they think that nobody can touch them. Keep reading. It says, I am, and none else beside me, right? That's the title that the Most High has. That's the title that the Most High has. He is, and there is nothing else beside him. Meaning there's no God, no person, no nothing that is beside him or on his level, right? And so then they say, I shall not sit as a widow, which is what blacks and Hispanics have to do. You get what I'm saying? That's what we have to do, because our men are dying in the street. So our women are being left widows, right? Neither shall I know the loss of children. Well, they don't know the loss of children. Not like us. You get what I'm saying? They don't know the loss of children, but we do. And that's part of our curse. If you go into Deuteronomy 28 chapter again, you'll see that one of our curses is that our eyes will long for our children, but we won't get to see them, right? Give me Psalms 137, because I'm going to show you, that they will have a loss of children. They'll absolutely have a loss of children, and it will be drastic. And it'll be something so terrible that they won't even be able to handle it. You get what I'm saying? It'll be something so incredibly terrible. They'll know a loss of children at this time, right? Give me 137:7.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137. Raise it.
Do what?
Raise it.
Listen, raise means to demolish or destroy. And so they went to Jerusalem, and to the children of Israel, the children of Jerusalem, and said, destroy it. Keep going.
Even to the foundation thereof.
I mean, don't leave a piece. Don't leave a piece of wood. Don't leave a nail. Destroy all of it. That's what they did to us. Keep going.
O daughter of Babylon.
Oh, what?
Daughter of Babylon.
So here again, now we're all the way in the book of Psalms, and consistently you're hearing that the Edomites, or Edom or Esau, is consistently being referred to as daughter of Babylon, right? Keep going.
Who art to be destroyed.
Who what?
Art to be destroyed.
Listen, they are to be destroyed. That's exactly what's going to happen to them. Keep going.
Happy shall he be.
Keep going.
That rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
So happy shall a man be that is going to reward them as they have served us. Right? Keep going. Let's see how. Keep going.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Dasheth who?
Thy little ones against the stones.
Listen, that's a prophecy, and it's going to happen. I mean, and it may just sound so incredibly terrible, but that's the truth. And the reason why is because they've been so prideful to say, I'll never know the loss of children. I'll never be a widow. You know how many white women are going to be widows in the day that Christ comes? You know how many widows there are going to be? Ain't nothing harsher than bug breaking. Ain't nothing harsher than a white male slave owner raping a male slave in front of his family, in front of his kids, in front of the whole community. They would take the whole community out. That happened. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing more harsh than this. This is something that they deserve. And this is straight out of the Bible, man. I don't know what to tell you, right? Keep reading into verse 10 in Isaiah 47. Or actually, do verse 9. It's like I think we skipped that one.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day.
In one day. This is when Christ returns, man. In one day, both of these things are going to happen. Keep going.
The loss of children and widowhood.
And widowhood. So they're going to lose their children. Their children are going to die. Their children are going to die, and them women are going to become widows. Their husbands are going to die too. Right? Keep going.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Now keep reading. This is a kicker. Keep going.
For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
They have trusted in what?
Thy wickedness.
Keep going.
Thou hast said, none seeth me.
Remember, the scriptures say that the Most High's eyes are in all places, beholding all things. And the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. But you know, these people say none seeth them. None seeth me, right? Keep going.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
It has done what?
Perverted thee.
Listen, they believe that they have wisdom. They believe that they have knowledge, right? These people believe that they're astronomers and they're astrologers. They know how the sky works and how the heavens work. They think they've figured it all out. That's their wisdom and that's their knowledge. They think, with their philosophers, Aristotle and Socrates, they think they figured life out. They think they figured the universe out. But it has perverted them. Keep going.
And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else besides me.
And I think the Lord is taking issue with that. I think he's pretty upset about that because he's said that about 3 times now. Keep going.
Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee.
Shall what?
Evil come upon thee.
So who said the Lord can't do evil? Lord is definitely going to do evil. He's going to do evil. He's done it to our enemies before. He's done evil to the Egyptians when he freed us from the Egyptian captivity. He's going to do it again. Keep going.
Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee.
Remember, Christ said this, no man knoweth the hour, not even him. Christ don't even know when he's going to be let off the leash to come here and crack them skies and take this place, right? No man know. And so especially not these people. You're not going to know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. It's just going to come out of nowhere, right? Keep going.
Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
And this is something we got to remember about the so-called white man. They believe they've been their entire existence has revolved around them being able to escape, them being able to escape destruction, them being able to escape judgment. Well, the Lord is saying now at this time, they're not going to be able to put it off, right? Keep going.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly.
Suddenly, go ahead.
Which thou shalt not know.
Go ahead. This is the kicker. I love this part. Go ahead.
Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
So this is what the Lord is saying. The Lord is saying, hey, you've been standing with your enchantments and you're in the multitude of your sorceries. Do it now. Maybe they can save you. That's what. Maybe your enchantments and your sorcerers, maybe they can help you now. They've always helped you before. I'm telling you that you're utterly going to be destroyed for sure. It's going to happen. It's going to happen for sure. I'm telling you that. But hey, maybe your sorcerers can help you out now. Right? Keep going.
Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels.
Listen, they take counsel from everything, right? There's so many counselors that the white man takes counsel from that it's weary, that they are wearied from it. Keep going.
Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly
prognosticators
stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
That what?
Shall come upon thee.
But listen, let them save you. Let the astrologers that you trust so much, they trust in astrology so damn much. They think they got the universe figured out. They think they've calculated how big the universe is, and they think they understand the way the stars work. They think they understand all of those things, right? The stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, let them stand up and let them save you from these things that I'm going to put upon you. That's the spirit of the Lord. Give me 1 Kings, the 18th chapter. That's the spirit of God to taunt, to mock. That's God. That's the Most High Spirit. That's why when we battle, people think we're just so goddamn rude because we're mocking the hell out of you, calling you an idiot because you think that you can survive without the Most High.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And so that's the spirit that we hold. And we're gonna go back into the scriptures and see Elijah had the same spirit, just like the Most High had that spirit. 1 Kings 18 and 27.
This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 27.
Just to give a little bit of backstory on this specific incident, right? These were this is Elijah speaking to prophets of Baal. Baal, of course, is a false god. It's a god that many of our people have fallen into. It's the same god that you see prevalent right now in America today. And these are prophets of Baal that he's rounded up, got them together. Later on, you'll see that he cuts their heads off, right? But let's just talk about just so you have that that image in your mind. Now, give me verse 27.
Verse 27. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them.
He did what?
Mocked them.
He did what?
Mocked them.
That's what the Lord just did in Isaiah the 47th chapter. Well, now look at what Elijah is doing. He's mocking them too, saying what? Go ahead.
And said, cry aloud, for he is a God.
Hey, listen, your God is Baal. Cry aloud. Cry to your God, for he's a God, right? Keep going.
Either he is talking,
Maybe he's busy talking. Go ahead.
or he is pursuing,
Or maybe he's busy pursuing something. Go ahead.
or he is in a journey,
Or maybe he's on a journey. Go ahead.
or peradventure he sleepeth,
Maybe he's asleep. Go ahead.
and must be awaked.
Listen, that's that's the spirit of God. The spirit of God, when you go to battle these people, is to mock their false reality that's in their head. That's what casting out demons is. That's what it looks like, right? It looks like to show this. All this is, right? He's mocking them. Of course, it seems funny to us today, which I mean, it kind of is, right? But what he's doing is he's putting it into his head, or he's putting it into their heads. Listen, your God is not real. You thought he was a God. You thought that he could save you. You thought that your God Baal could save you, right? Of course he can't, because directly after this, he kills all of these prophets of Baal. Take me back to Isaiah 47. I just wanted to show you that because that is the spirit of God. That's the spirit of God, and it's warranted, right? It's warranted because anybody that is willing to serve anything other than the Most High God, they got some loose screws up there, man. So especially if you are a black man in America, or a black man, woman, child, whatever, Hispanic man, woman, or child, to see what your people are going through, and then for us to bring these things out into the scriptures and show you what's going on, show you that these things are prophesied, show you that this is the Lord being angry with you, and you still don't understand. Well, this is what we got to do to make you understand, right? Call on the God that you believe in. Let that God take you out of slavery. Let that God take you out of captivity. Let that God take the so-called Hispanics out of them cages on the border. Let him do it. See if he's going to do it, right? So take me back to Isaiah 47 and give me 14.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 14. Behold, they shall be as stubble.
As what?
Stubble.
Go ahead.
The fire shall burn them.
What this is talking about, stubble is brush on a mountain, on a wayside somewhere that has been burned with fire. So it's real short and it's stubbly, right? Go ahead.
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
They're not going to be able to deliver themselves from the power of the flame, which of course is a metaphor for the Lord's wrath, right? Go ahead.
There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
Keep going.
Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee.
Who?
None.
None shall save them. There's nobody that's going to be able to deliver these. Start. Let's do 2. Let's start at 2.
This is the book of Revelation.
Well, let's start at 1. Might as well.
Chapter 18, verse 1. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
Is what?
Fallen.
Keep going.
Is fallen and is become the habitation of devils.
Of who?
Devils.
Keep going.
And the whole of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah, that's this place. That's what this place is. This place is full of devils and the habitation of every foul spirit, every disgusting spirit, right? And the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Keep going.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
And once again, you can see this. You can see this today, right now, what's going on with the United Nations, right? You can see all of these things are things that we can go into and find, right? Keep going.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich thorough, the abundance of her delicacies.
Yeah, the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Remember, trade was one of the biggest things that America had going for itself. That's one of the biggest things. Remember, and who made the trade industry so great for America? The so-called black man, the so-called black man and woman, right? And children, right? Picking their cotton and harvesting their crops and picking the tobacco, right? That the reason why those things were so important was because they could use those things for trade. And this country has become rich off of trade, which is why that's why the scripture is saying the merchants of the earth, all of the other nations that are involved in trade as well, they have waxed rich through the abundance of America's delicacies. Keep going.
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people.
Do what?
Come out of her, my people.
Who?
My people.
Keep going.
That ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
And that's what we do when we come into the truth. When we come into the truth, when we come into the ISUPK, we realize this, that we are decided not to serve the Most High. They're going to be stuck here when this place is destroyed. That's why it says that you have to, instead of being a partaker of America's sin, instead of being the type of person that, is a LGBTQ supporter or somebody that wants to get high all day and be a gangster, like that's not black culture. That's not Israelite culture. That's all white culture. Being a homosexual is white culture. And you can go back into the Romans and see it didn't just start there. But you can go back into the Romans and see that monogamy was their culture and that child molestation. You get what I'm saying? All of that is white culture. So is getting high. Getting high is not, black culture. You go into the scriptures say that we cannot partake in witchcraft, the gods. But getting high is the white man's culture. Being a gangster, that's a white man's culture. Us when we in captivity and we are going through the most terrible captivity that there is, right? It seems that the Lord doesn't have mercy on us, and it seems like the Lord done forgot about us, right? But the Lord constantly has to remind us that He has not forgotten, right? That He hath remembered her iniquities, because her sins have reached up unto heaven. Meaning these sins, it's not the type of sin that the Lord can just bash an eye at. You know what I'm saying? It's not the type of sin that the Lord can just give you a small punishment for, right? Give you a slap has been absolutely terrible. But the treatment that they're going to get will be twice as bad. Now, of course, this isn't talking about everything, right? Because they raped our forefathers and foremothers. And we're not that type of people. Israel is forbidden to rape or to commit any sort of, any sort of sexual act with any other nation, right? So that's not what this is talking. This is talking about the destruction of them. Their destruction is going to be twice as bad as ours was. And ours was so bad that we forgot who we were. Somebody got to tell you that you at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old that you're an Israelite and that you're not a nigga. You get what I'm saying? And that you're not an African, right? Somebody got to tell you that. That's how bad we've been destroyed. Well, their destruction is going to be twice as bad as that, right? Keep going.
How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
So now, just as much as they've glorified themselves and lived deliciously, right, and been rich, well, just as much as those things were, give them the same amount of sorrow and torment, right? Listen, they are the richest people on the face of this planet, right? And they live deliciously. But they're now going to have the opposite of that. Keep going.
For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen.
And that's when you go back into the Isaiah 47 chapter, when it says, I am a lady, it's talking about the same thing. I am a queen. I sit a queen. Go ahead.
And am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Now, once again, you can see the same thing that was revealed to Isaiah is being revealed to John the Revelator, right? The same thing. And that's exactly what they've said. I'm no widow, and I never see any sorrow. Keep going.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
She shall what?
Utterly be burnt with fire.
That's why when you see the lake of fire in the Bible, and you see that these people are going to have their eyes melted into their eye sockets and their tongues are going to be swallowed away, they're going to be melted away. That's talking about the lake of fire, which is America. America on fire is the lake of fire. That's why you don't want to get caught up into the lake of fire. Remember, you have to depart from this place, separate from America, stop doing what they do, right? Do not be partakers of their sins so that way you don't receive of her plagues. Her plagues, this is her plague. Her plague is that she's going to be utterly destroyed and she is going to be destroyed with fire. Keep going.
Strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
Keep going.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Listen, when they see the destruction of America, all of these other nations that have partaken in the sins with America, right? And have been partakers of the evils that America has been in. They're going to see America burn before their eyes. They're going to see America be destroyed. And they're going to bewail, meaning cry. They're going to cry for America and they're going to lament, which means to mourn, right? Why? Because they're going to see that smoke of her burning. They're going to see the destruction and the punishment that they've received. Keep going.
Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
And that 1 hour is not literal, but it is definitely a very short period of time. We're talking about the Lord is going to destroy this place quickly. Remember, this is one of the fastest growing countries, is it not? This country has been established for what? 400 years, 300 years established, right? This is one of the fastest growing countries that have ever come about, right? Well, the Lord is going to destroy them even faster. Keep going.
And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Keep going.
The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk. And
give me verse 16.
Verse 16.
Because now that is just going into all of the things that this place had to offer for these other nations, right? For the merchants. Keep going.
And saying, verse 16, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
Listen, this place is a rich country. This is a rich country. Now, you might read, that this place owes a whole bunch of people money and all of that, right? Like, what does they say? America's like $3 trillion in debt to China, some garbage like that. All of that is mind games. None of that actually matters. This place is rich because of what's in this place, not because of a paper dollar, right? The money that we have here is not backed by gold. You was taught that in school, right? You was taught in school that this place, or excuse me, the money in this place was backed by gold. It's not. There's no that the money that we have in this place is just paper. That's all it is. It's not backed by anything. The only credence that it is, or excuse me, the only credence that it has is that we give a damn about it. So we care about $100 bill.
For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
In 1 hour, all these riches that these people have worked for and murdered over and killed for, all of those riches are going to come to nothing. Meaning those riches are not going to mean anything because this place will be destroyed. Keep going.
And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we're made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate.
Once again, that 1 hour keeps coming up. Now, why are these people, wailing and crying, right? They're weeping, right? Why are they doing this? Because they're looking at this great place called America that got destroyed in 1 hour. They're like, damn, if the Lord did that, what is he going to do to me? If he did that to such a great nation that quickly, how quickly is he going to do it to me? How quickly is he going to destroy me, right? Keep going.
Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. For God hath avenged you on her.
For the Most High have done what?
Avenged you on her.
That's how we get our justice. You think justice means that these killers, the people that kill our people, right? The murderers of our brothers and sisters, these police officers that kill our brothers and sisters. You think justice is them getting life in prison? That's justice to you. Well, the Lord said this entire place has to be destroyed, and that's the true justice. That's what the Lord said, that he hath avenged us on her. Remember, justice to us looks like crumbs because we're so used to crumbs. Our life is based around crumbs. So when we think of justice, we're thinking of, somebody going to jail for murdering our people, right? The scriptures say that for a life, you must give a life. You get what I'm saying? So that's the way that these things work. Give me back to Isaiah 47. I want to touch on one more thing before we get up out of here. Let me see, Isaiah 47. Give me 1 second. Again, we're just going to read that real quick and we'll close out.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance.
That's what the Lord said. He said, I will take vengeance. Keep going.
And I will not meet thee as a man.
And we just read all.
La Yasser Allah,
which means to Israel. All right. Everybody else, I imagine, which means to stand. We're going to close out with the prayers again. All right. And we're going to face the east, which is that way. I got no water. All right. Once again, beginning with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayah, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim,
Bashamayim,
Nathanawa,
the thunder now,
Lakam,
the come,
Kalyawam,
call your one,
Wasalaknawa,
what's a lock now,
Kawawatnawa,
Kabawat now,
Kasalaknawa,
Kasalak now,
Kawawatyanawa,
Kabawat Yanawa,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Tabayanawa,
Tabaya now,
Banasayawan,
Banasai one,
Abal,
Abba,
Hawashanawa,
Hawashai now,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Raikaya,
Raikaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Waha'al,
Wathapa Ra,
Wata Pa
La'awalamyum,
I will love you,
Slagi Aman.
Aman.
All right, in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
as
as it is in heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the
For
kingdom,
thine is the
thunder now,
the thunder now,
Hakat,
the ka,
Hakat,
Hakat,
Larapa'ah,
the rapa'ah,
Call,
call,
Maka'ala,
maka'ala, kawa,
Hatama'ala,
hatama'ala,
Lagarashan,
Lamchan,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Tawadaman.
Tawadaman.
In the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahushai,
please give us the power.
please give us the power
To heal all manner of sickness
to heal all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease.
and all manner of disease,
The power to cleanse the
the
lepers.
power to cleanse the
The
lepers,
power to raise the
the
dead.
power to raise the dead,
The power against unclean spirits.
the power against unclean
To
spirits,
cast them out.
to cast them out
In the name of
in the
Yahushai.
name of Yahushai.
Thank you. So be it.
Thank you, so be it.
All right. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah,
Ayanya.
Ayanya,
All.
all,
Aharya.
Aharya,
Mayan.
Mayan,
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Shamayam.
Shamayam,
Wa'arataza.
Wa'arataza,
Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat.
Lamawat,
Regalka.
Regalka,
Al-Yanawam.
Ayanawam,
Shamarka.
Shamarka,
Yayashan.
Yayashan,
Shawamar.
Shawamar,
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Shamarka.
Shamarka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Tazalka.
Tazalka,
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad,
Yamyaka.
Yamyaka,
Yawamam.
Yawamam,
Hashamash.
Hashamash,
La'ah.
La'ah,
Yakaka.
Yakaka,
Wayarak.
Wayarak,
Walayala.
Bayah,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka,
Makalrai.
Makalrai,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Ath. Napashka.
Napaska,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yashamar.
Yashamar,
Taza'athka.
Taza'afka,
Wabawaka.
Wabawaka,
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aitha,
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai,
Iwalam.
I will love.
All right, in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
Alahayim.
Alahayim,
Aldama Yalaka.
Adam,
Aldama Yalaka.
Yalaka,
Al Thakarash.
Al Thakarash,
Wa Al Thashakwat.
Wa Al Tashakwat,
All.
Al
Kayahana.
Kayahana,
Awayabyaka.
Awayabyaka,
Yahamaya 1.
Yahamiah 1,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
Al Imaka.
Al Imaka,
Ya'ir.
Ya'ir,
Ayamwa.
Ayamwa,
Sawada.
Sawada,
Wayatha.
Wayatha,
Ya'itaza.
Ya'itazawa,
Al.
Al,
Tazapawanyaka.
Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Lakawa.
Lakawa,
Wanakakyadam.
Wanakakyadam,
Magalia.
Magalia,
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah,
Yazakar.
Yasakar,
Sham Yasha'Allah.
Sham Yasha'Allah,
I would Wakazaba,
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 Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Kal,
Kal,
Nasaya,
Nasaya,
Kamwa,
Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayarasha,
Nayarasha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af,
At,
Na'awat,
Nawat,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayathamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagogala,
Kagalgala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Tharadatma,
Tharadatma,
Wasa Iraka,
Wasa Iraka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapavka,
Wapafka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kwalawan,
Waya,
Waya,
Bakwashwa,
Bakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabaswa,
Waya,
Waya,
Bahawa,
Bahawa,
Aya,
Aya,
I,
I,
Waya,
Waya,
Kaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Abadwa,
Abadwa,
Waya,
Waya,
Da'aiwa,
Da'aiwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Kal,
Al-Kal,
Al-Ratza.
Al-Ratza.
All right. I'm going to read that in English. Psalms, the 83rd chapter in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
The name of Yasha Allah,
That the name of Yasha Allah
may be no more remembered.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gebal.
Gebal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of light.
They have hope in the children of light.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kisan.
At the brook of Kisan.
Which perished that endured.
Which perished that endured.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Make their nobles like a red.
And like Zaed.
And like Zaed.
Yea. All their princes as Zabah.
All their princes as Zabah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said,
Let
us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea.
Let
them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou.
That men may know that thou.
Whose name alone. Is
Yahweh.
Are the most high. Are the most high over all the earth.
Are the most high over all the earth.
All right, we're gonna get the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Allahayim.
Wa Allahayim.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawap.
Ha Alawap.
Hasaranya.
Hasaranya.
Hakwata Zayanya.
Hakwata Zayanya.
Hakaya Yaya.
Hakaya Yaya.
Waha Agwathi.
Waha Agwathi.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Tawara Aman.
Tawara Aman.
All right, in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yohanan.
Commanding General Yohanan.
The generals.
The general.
The captain.
The captain.
The officer.
The officer.
The trooper.
The trooper.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you. So be it.
All right. Sorry, Yeshabim. You be seated. Brother, you want your head on it?
Don't let it walk out.
All right, you can step up to the front. Kabadamah,
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 Kabadamah.
Kabadamah, by Hashem Yahushai, the water Aman. All right, what we just read in the English was Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless, heal, shield, protect, Kabadamah. Sister, did you want your head on it? Okay, you can come on, step up. You can be seated up. We can either do over the head wrap or under, sis, whatever you want. Okay, no problem. Right. All right, we're gonna say the same prayer. Yabaraka Yahweh, Wayashamarka, Ya'ar Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Auyaka, Wayakanka, Yasha'ar Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Auyaka, Wayashamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan, you say your name?
Kana.
Kana? It's like you say Kana?
Kana.
Okay, say it again.
Kana.
Kana. Again.
Kana.
Kana. Again.
Kana.
Kana. Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. What we just said once again in the English is Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, bless, heal, shield, protect, Kana. You can be seated, sister. All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and close out the service. So just men of Israelite Majum, just the brothers. We're gonna salute out the service. So men of Israel, Amajum Shabbat, Amajum Barak,
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Brakatah.
Sorry towards the sister, you can stand, Amajum. We're gonna get a sister a courtesy salute as well. Men of Israel, Amajum Shabbat, Amajum Barak,
Yahweh Shamar Alathah Ba'ashem Yahushai.
What we said is Yahweh, which is the Most High's name, in the name of Christ, watch over thee. All right. So you're gonna say it back. So you say Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Al-Athah,
Al-Lathah,
Bahasham,
Bahasham,
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
All right, that's the sister salute. All right, with that, we're gonna Yadu Matah, we're gonna close out the service.